think I've hit the jackpot. A female kingfisher.
Feskurma agus falcha. Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome back to another video. And I am in a wee woodland location that I've not been to before, and it's not too far from my house again. I've not wandered too far. But as you can see, it's stunning just now with the evening light. And somebody's told me there's a beaver dam up here. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But that's what's intrigued me. That's what's brought me down here. So that's what I'm looking for. If I don't find it, I don't find it. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other things to photograph, but I wouldn't mind getting myself a picture of a nice beaver. So guys, I've got two lenses with me today. I've got my 70-300 Tamron SP, and I have my 24-70 Tamron SP. Now, there's a big price difference in this. This one's an f2.8, this one's f4 to f5.6 variable aperture, and there is a definite price difference between them both. This one's about 350. This one was about 180. But I'm quite excited. I've never used this one yet. I've just not long bought it. So, there's a wee robin just appeared. And that's kind of what I bought this for, was for taking pictures of birds. Aye, feathery birds. Okay, keeping it right. And I've got two robins. Well, no, I've got a robin and a chaffinch just sitting at the side there. Just decided to start speaking about this. But I'm losing my light on this picture here, so hopefully the birds will hang about, and I'm going to capture this picture. I'm going to put on my 24-70mm lens, because this is just a wee bit too much. I'm zoomed into the trees at the 70mm that this drops down to. And I'm going to put this one on, capture this while we've got that light coming through the trees. And then I might put on my 70-300, sit back for a minute, maybe talk about my introduction that I done in Scottish Gaelic, and hopefully a bird appears. But there's a bonny bird just sitting on that branch. I'm sure it's a chaffinch. Orange, blue. Anyway, we'll get this one done first before I get distracted with the birds, because it kind of easy is to get distracted with the birds. As you can see, this picture kind of sells itself. The windiness of the river is the main part, and then you've got to balance that river at each side with the trees and the grassy flatlands. And if you balance it and proportion it, make your picture, get the right proportions in your picture. Sorry, that bird's just doing my nutting because I want to get a picture of it. But if you get the right proportions, and we've got that low winter light kicking through the trees there's not much time left. If we can get all that kind of set up quickly in our camera, I've got it wide open at 24mm just to get that as much of the picture as possible, and hopefully we'll get some good images. Even just with me going down to get my lens, that bit of light's gone already. But it'll come back as it works its way through the trees. It'll come back. And I'm really liking the colours of this green moss and everything down at this bottom corner here, and the darkness there. I like that contrast with this white bit through here. So again, I've got my ND filter, but this ND filter doesn't fit this lens, but you can still use it. Like I said the last time, you just have to hold it in front of the camera, just a wee bit away from it. As you can see, the ND filter works a treat. That's me on 2 seconds exposure, so it's opening the shutter for 2 seconds and it's letting so much light in. So if you want to keep that without your picture being blown out, these ND filters are really really handy. And you just chuck it on, and then that'll let you get the movement, catch the movement in the water. So let's see how that goes. Right, I think that's my first image kind of in the bag. It looks good. It took a wee bit of work, but you have to work at it. And I think that's going to be a cracker of an image. So I'll pop that up while I go and you can have a look at that while I go and change to my 70-300 SP Tamron lens, and we'll see if we can maybe catch a bird, because there's wee birds kicking about there. A couple of robins were kicking about. There's light hitting on the trees over there. So if I can set my camera up, maybe pointing at one of these trees, I might be lucky. I'll just have to be a wee bit patient, and aye, we'll give this a whirl. Sound like a plan? Right, just go and have a look at this picture. Right, I'm going to walk down here a wee bit because it's getting a bit dark where I am, and I can see a pocket of light down here, so I'm going to follow the light because I've got a funny feeling that'll be where the birds are. And this kind of shows you how tricky it is to kind of capture birds without them being in a set up environment. I mean, catching them out in the wild, you've got to take your hats off to these bird photographers, because I've been hanging about there for about 3/4 of an hour just staring at a bush hoping that a bird would land, and nothing appeared. But when I didn't want to take pictures, there was birds everywhere. So yeah, hats off to you bird photographers, because it's not as easy as they guys make it look, and I've not even taken one picture of a bird yet. But you've got to start somewhere, I suppose. So, what about another? I'll chuck in another Gaelic word for you, and that is arish. Okay, well, I'm actually going to give you two. I've actually stopped to give you one, but I'm going to walk to give you two. So, arish means again. So, I think that's a cracking word, arish, and I just like saying it. And also, if your parents or your wife's doing your nutting in the house, say makasho, and fling your hand towards them. Not like you're going to hit them, but like you're emphasising. Let me show you. Like makasho, and that is basically get out, go away, and that's brilliant as well. And the bairns are like, "What are you on about? Makasho. Go away, makasho." So there's arish, makasho, fesker ma, and kimmer ahashif. Kimmer ahashif means how are you. So there's a heap of Gaelic words.
I think I've hit the jackpot. A female kingfisher. Female kingfisher just playing in the water. I don't know them. Got to be very quiet here. I'm going to have to try and make my way a bit closer, because there's a female kingfisher. I'm sure it's a female kingfisher just working its way up the river. But I'm losing the light so quick. It's like so dark now. I've got to raise my ISO up and it's far too high, and it's just going to be a noisy, distorted image. but I really want to capture this without scaring this bird. And it's still there, it's still washing itself, so I need to slowly get behind the tree, sneak up a bit closer without scaring it. Try not to lose it. Don't know if it's seen or not. Can it be really quiet? Because it's working its way up the river. I'm going to sit here and hopefully it comes into my screen. Take it off the tripod because the image stabilisation is so good on this. I'm going to leave that here and I'm going to creep around. I'm going to leave you guys here as well.
Oh my god, that was so exciting. It's like trying to creep about like a soldier, like hiding in the bushes and everything. Oh, it was mental, and I got a couple of images, but it's very, very dark, and because I'm using such a long lens, it's a bit of a nightmare to get a sharp image. So if I've got anything decent, I'll show you, but it's definitely a female kingfisher. A nice white breast on it and brown plumage, so, and it was going up and down the side of the river, obviously just finding food all the way up and down. And again, where I'll be coming back to when it's a bit more light, I'm going to come back down here and I'm just going to sit beside that burn because it's obviously nesting in there, and I'm gonna get a cracking image of that because it was in the water, it was out the water, it was exciting, very exciting. And hats off to bird photographers because, I mean, I'm down in a wee kind of gorge here beside the river, and it is very, very dark now. You know, it's still early January and it's like not much daylight, so that kind of disappeared quite quick. But the way this video has turned from a landscape to the excitement of the birds, and I hope I've got some decent footage of you because I just kind of left the camera. Way back and I was off. Whew. But I don't know. I really don't know if I got that bird or not. Hopefully I did, and if I have, you know what, I'll put up a picture of whatever I got, the best one that I've got, and if it's a bit out of focus, I apologise now, but right, so now I'm back at the car, and I've had a wee minute to think about what just happened there, about the excitement to try to capture that bird. And when you see pictures of birds on Facebook, photographers have taken, and it's like that perfect image, it's pin sharp and everything's blurred in the background and the image is crystal clear. That wee experience I had there, it's kind of the first kind of real adventure I've had into doing bird photography, and to get that image, well, I got excited with myself trying to capture that image, but I lost the light, and because I've got that long lens on, the image stabilisation was working a treat, but it was just too dull to get a pin sharp image. So you've got to take your hats off to these bird photographers. Hats off to you. And yeah, I've got the bug. Look forward to more bird pictures in the future, because I'm coming back here in the next couple of days and I'm going to get a crisp picture. I'm going to sit there for a couple of hours. I'm going to get some leaves, put some leaves on me, maybe get some PVA glue and stick it on my hands and put my hands in all the mud and I'll just sit there like a bush. So that bird is going to be in my portfolio one day. So I'll see you later, guys. enjoy the video, hit the subscribe button. Hopefully I've not lost my keys. And I'll see you in the next one. Whew. What a video. Exciting.